You're tuned into the first newscast devoted to the Highland Lakes area. Local team coverage on Tribune Headline News, bringing you the stories you care about now. Hi everyone, you've tuned in to the Picayune TV. I'm Connie Swinney with your headlines. It was an election weekend and we have your results along with what a few candidates had to say about their races. An incumbent and opponent went head-to-head in the Marble Falls mayor's race. George Russell, the current mayor, came out on top. We attended the victory party for the mayor-elect. We have his reaction to the win, along with his opponent's take on campaigning in such a heated race. We also have reactions on outcomes of Marble Falls School Board races, Burnett and Marble Falls City Councils, and more, including a failed proposition in Granite Shoals to authorize the construction of a city wastewater plant. Also, it was a festive weekend in Marble Falls. We share images of Mayfest and Market Day later on in the broadcast.
We've got great weather, highs in the 80s, and a chance for showers later in the week. Details and weather.
Thanks, Jared. See you in a moment. We also have the latest for you in sports, including two young athletes named for their top achievements during the 2010-2011 season.
We are established, we are qualified, we are certified, we are knowledgeable, we are dependable. We are Ken's Heating and Air. Our people make the difference.
Welcome back. The results are in. A few incumbents kept their seats, while a number of schools and cities in the area may see some new faces after the May 14th election. Let's get started. In the race for Marble Falls Mayor George Russell, the existing mayor came out on top. He had 282 votes against Russell Buster's 154 votes at 64% that were gained by George Russell. You can see his opponent, Russell Buster, here at his business, the R Bar and Grill in downtown Marble Falls. Buster made no secret of his goal to turn the downtown into a destination for tourists, and had put his hat in the race because he felt like the powers that be weren't moving fast enough.
I have some ideas, and so I've been working on it for a long time, and I'd like to see things, moved along a little more expeditiously.
Now back to the winner, Mayor-elect George Russell, seen here at his victory party on election night. He told us he received a cross-section of support from around the area.
There's been quite a bit of support because we've got some major issues here in the city, and water issues, transportation issues, and so forth. And I feel that my experience as a city manager and other experience just sort of weighed out in this particular election.
This is the second successful election for the incumbent. He said he faced a number of challenges, answering questions not only about infrastructure, but taxes, the budget, and sales tax revenue.
This time was a little bit different. I'd been down the road one time, but I didn't know what to expect. There was so much going on in the community, so many different issues and so forth. It was a little more difficult to wrap your arms around them and answer people's questions.
Among some of the issues facing the community are resurfacing roadways as well as water and wastewater services. But for now, the mayor-elect says he will decompress before getting back to work.
It's fun. It's fun. I'm going to take a few days off and relax, and then we'll get down to getting to work.
And the Marble Falls city election outcome in a moment. But first, school board incumbents faced a number of opponents. Some were re-elected, but not all. In the case of Marble Falls Place 4, in that race, Jerry Watson and David Barr lost to incumbent Tommy Chaney. Hot-button issues in this race included the school budget, hiring a superintendent, and personnel. Despite the loss, one candidate counts the experience as a positive one.
There was no negative campaigning toward us. We didn't negative campaign against anybody else. Everybody was very supportive toward me and my campaign and all my supporters, so we had a great time.
Here's a look at how the elections turned out for Place 4 and the rest of the area, including a vote on a wastewater plant in Granite Shoals. For that Place 4 Marble Falls ISD seat, Tommy Chaney, the incumbent, got 40% of the vote. Jerry Watson got 35%, and David E. Barr received 24%. In the Marble Falls ISD Place 3 position, Craig Mabry was the winner with 43% of the vote. Scott Ross received 30%, and Craig Cosgray received 14%, with Bob McCall rounding out that race at 12% of the vote. In the Marble Falls City Council election, Ryan Nash was elected with 22% of the vote. Jane Marie Hurst, 21%. Now those two are a couple of newcomers. And incumbent Sharon Pittard was reelected with 20% of the vote. In that race, it was the top 3 vote takers. Now, incumbents David Rhodes and David Ives failed to regain their seats. Those two incumbents only got 18% of the vote each. Now let's turn our attention to races in Burnett, the city and the school district. First, for Burnett City Council, Milton Fair, Kevin Davis were 2 of the top vote getters. Milton Fair with 21% and Kevin Davis with 16%. But just like the Marble Falls City Council race, there were 3 positions available there, and it looks as though Carlos Buddy Coker and Philip Thurman both received 13% of the vote. That was a dead heat. According to election officials, the final winner is expected to be decided using 2 provisional ballots. We'll keep you posted. The remaining votes for the Burnett City Council race went to challengers Christy Faith, Carl Peel, and Michael Culpepper, who finished in single-digit percentages. Now let's turn our attention to the Burnett CISD election. In place 3, Martin Riley won that seat with 59% of the vote. Kay Burns received 40%. And in the place 7 position, Jim Luther won with 60% of the vote. Steve Salinas received 39%. And finally, let's take a look at the vote on a potential wastewater plant in Granite Shoals. The proposition failed. There were 54% of the voters against it and 45% of the voters for it. We have more races for you in detail at the website on your screen. Those races include Meadow Lakes, Cottonwood Shores, Bertram, and Highland Haven.
After enjoying a first-round bye in the Class 3A baseball playoffs, the Bulldogs were eager to face Yoakum. We're going to give you all the details coming up in sports.
Because experience matters. For home, auto, business, health, and life, we are here for you. When Galloway experts make top providers compete for your business, you win. The Galloway Insurance Team since 1935. Burnett, Horseshoe Bay, and Marble Falls.
We're back with your weather forecast. Here's Jared Fields.
Hello everyone. We've got a Goldilocks kind of forecast for you. Not too cold, not too hot, but just right. Highs in the low to mid 80s and even a chance of rain later in the week. For now, here's your Highland Lakes forecast for Northland 15 and the Picayune TV. Tuesday, we've got mostly sunny skies and a high near 83. Calm winds between 5 and 10 miles an hour. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy skies, a low around 64. South-southeast winds around 10 miles an hour. Wednesday, we'll have a cloudy day with a high near 83, south-southeast wind between 10 and 15 miles an hour. And then into Wednesday night, cloudy again with a low around 69, south-southeast wind between 10 and 15 miles an hour. Thursday is when that 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms comes up. It'll be cloudy with a high near 83, south wind between 5 and 15. We have that same 20% chance of showers through Saturday, except for Friday night when that chance increases just a bit. That's it for today, but we'll keep you updated as the week goes on. For Northland 15 and the Picayune TV, I'm Jared Fields.
Thanks, Jared. Here's Jennifer Fierro with sports.
The Burnett baseball team was preparing to make its debut in the 2011 Class 3A playoffs. Now, even though the Bulldogs lost the first game 6-3, highlighted by a 2-run homer by Kerry Lynn, the Bulldogs were determined to come back in Game 2 and make a series of it. With their backs against the wall, the Bulldogs were looking to even the series and unfortunately were unable to do so, falling in the second game 5-3. Now, in this particular game, the Bulldogs relied on their ace, Emil Litterer, who gave up a 3-run homer after hitting 2 players by pitch, and then, of course, the big homer by Justin Boeing to give the Yoakum Bulldogs a 3-0 lead in the first inning. Burnett simply never recovered. Now, again, the Bulldogs end their season after winning 20 games in 2011, but were unable to get the magic that they had last year in 2010 when they were 1 series away from reaching the state tournament. The Mustangs ended the school year with a big, huge event, the first at Camp Champions, to honor all of the athletes from the 2010-2011 school year. At the event, Athletic Director Cord Warner presented the Female Athlete of the Year to sophomore Kiera Etheridge. Here's what Kiera said about the honor.
I thought maybe they'd get a senior since it's their last year here or something, but I was really shocked and happy whenever I got the award.
That's it for sports. I'm Jennifer Fierro. Connie, back to you.
Jennifer, thanks. And we want to offer our most sincere congratulations to the two athletes from Marble Falls High School named Male and Female Athlete of the Year. Of course, sophomore Kiara Etheridge and Marble Falls High School senior David Morgan, shown here, were presented their awards by Athletic Director and Head Coach Cord Warner at Camp Champions on Sunday. The Camp Champions weekend included kayaking and swimming, as well as rappelling and other sporting events on the grounds of the camp on Lake LBJ, just west of Marble Falls. The school's Booster Club organized the event to give athletes and their families a chance to enjoy a little fun in the sun before the end of the school year. We would like to thank Sharon Petrosky and Galen Wooldridge for those festive images. And we have some more festival images for you. You can find more images like this in the Picayune Roundup this week. We had camera crews at Market Day and Mayfest over the weekend. You can check out these exclusive shots. For the first time, people who went to Mayfest got to rent kayaks and enjoyed the views of the festival from Backbone Creek. Those were your headlines. Thanks so much for watching. For the Picayune TV, I'm Connie Swinney.